I tend to think that they're overthinking the marketplace and they're looking for the bottom, where the truth is none of us know where the bottom is.
No.
If we did, you and I wouldn't even be sitting here anymore. We'd be retired somewhere in Thailand, Cabo, sitting around relaxing. The bottom, by the time the bottom's there, you've missed it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
everyone's over shopping, overthinking.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bamboo, Vancouver's property management and investment podcast. This week, I have Chris Nguyen from Remax All Points on the show to just answer what's going on in the market for us lately and some tips and tricks on how to navigate it. So
Exactly.
So wicked. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it.
So I guess the earlier stuff, just to find out who you are.
Yeah.
What were you doing before real estate? You've been at real estate for what, 17, 18 years?
Actually, this is the 19th year.
Even better.
Yeah, so it's been a while, but yeah, I was at BCIT, did marketing management there, went the real estate angle, was working in sales and gravitated over to real estate naturally. You came from your parents, right? So for me, it was, in all honesty, it was money.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of us, there's no bullshitting, right? Every one of us,
Absolutely.
We all start with money and we chase that. You think it's going to be super easy and the best thing to do? I mean, we started in 2008. You too, right? Or 9? Was it you?
Yeah,
Right?
2009 for me.
So I started in 2008. I sold 4 homes within the first 30 days. I was like, this is the easiest job. Everything's perfect. Market crashed and I didn't sell another home for the year.
And then reality hit.
It hit like a ton of bricks, my friend. And I was pretty much almost out of the business after that. So
Really?
Yeah. So you just hang in there and you keep chugging along. But today, what motivates me and drives me now, it's the stories. So it's like every client has a story. They teach you something, you learn from them.
Absolutely.
You take little bits from everyone's life and you intermix it into your own.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. I mean, you're a father as well. So I'm sure you have to balance that work life, and so does everyone else that you're working with, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best things is we work with everyone at different stages of their life. So, new career, first-time buyers, trading up, getting married, trading up again, going into the 3-bedroom home and stuff. Yeah. So you get to be a part of all that, and then you get the reverse of it. Usually, you get
downsizing.
That's it. You get that referral. So you see all those aspects of life, and you learn from it, and you really take it on, right, yourself, and you apply it to your own life.
Absolutely,
different appreciation for everything. So.
Yeah, it's a different thing. It's not like selling Sunset where you're just tripping each other and talking smack.
Yeah,
those shows are so bad for
it's just over glorifying the business and the industry, and it's a grind, right?
That and just the way that they talk to each other. Like if you did that here, the board would come down and whoop your ass.
While we may think a lot of this stuff, we're not allowed to speak it out. So.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
So this is when I call you in private haze and go, hey, this matter. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
So with the market right now, it's been kind of a flux. And as you mentioned, when you first started, a little bit down. Yeah. Currently, we seem to be kind of doing that. What are some of the things that investors and first-time buyers, since they're kind of looking for the same thing, what are they misreading right now? What do you think they're missing here?
I tend to think that they're overthinking the marketplace and they're looking for the bottom, where the truth is none of us know where the bottom is.
No.
If we did, you and I wouldn't even be sitting here anymore. We'd be retired somewhere in Thailand, Cabo, sitting around relaxing. The bottom, by the time the bottom's there, you've missed it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Everyone's over shopping, overthinking. I think fundamentally you have to look for what are your needs as a first-time buyer. Yeah. What do you really need? We have, so it's myself and my business partner Milan, which all our clients is you got to be able to envision your life there for 10 years. Yeah. Can you live in it for 10 years? You don't have to, but can you be there? So have that vision, look at it, shop, get to see things, right? Yeah. Don't try to look for the best deal because it doesn't exist. You're not going to find it. Investors on the flip side, of course, they want the best deal. They want to find what they can, but also look at the important stuff. How's the area? How's the location? Which way does it face? Right? Look beyond the numbers, I guess.
Well, I mean, the fact that on the investment side of it, think, would you live there? Because if you're buying some place that's a total crack house that you would never live there, why would you assume somebody else would?
Yeah,
it's a not smart way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great golden rule to live by, right? And that's a really good point is, can I live there myself? Yeah. So my own investment properties, I have a vision of, if I can my kids live there in the future?
Yeah.
Is there an option for that? Is there another way to spin it into something else? Right. So
yeah, absolutely. People always overshot it. But it's same with like the condition. I hammer it on the show repeatedly that a lot of owners just let the paint just go to hell. And then you want to, why isn't it renting? It's like, because it doesn't look nice. Like you wouldn't go into here with the walls all banged up.
Yeah.
So throw that coat of paint to wall.
And it's simple fixes.
Yeah.
Right? And it's really simple fixes. That's a one-day job, maybe half-day job. Right?
Yeah.
And it just changes the appeal, changes the feel for it. And it makes you want to be there yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
You're painting a one-bedroom place, even on your own. I'd call it maybe a 6-beer job. You know what I mean? You can drink all 6, and by the time you're done, you're good.
Yeah, well said. Really well said, buddy. Yeah,
that's basically.
Mind you, I painted my bathroom this past year. That took me 3 days. But that's a lot of taping, a lot of angles, and my wife is breathing down my neck to make sure it's perfect. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I made the mistake actually painting our own place. Because it's a 1990s one where all the rooms are not square, so I forgot about all these corners. Oh my god,
it's all the cutting. But you know that just circles back. Hire pros, hire pros because they'll finish it within maybe a tenth of the time that we would do it.
Oh, absolutely. I also advise every single client that I have, if they buy a place and it's vacant, to paint the ceiling.
Yes,
because you are never going to do that while your stuff is there.
Yeah, and that's actually where most of the smells.
They permeate.
They permeate. They stay there, right? So start fresh, completely fresh canvas.
Yeah, and it just feels nice. It just has that pop.
Absolutely.
So we're out in the field. We're actually doing the work, and of course, the media comes out with their stuff, but they're always late, right? They're always waiting for the stats that come from our board. Yeah, they're waiting for all that. So, kind of getting ahead of it, like have you been feeling? Has it been going out there lately? Have things started to actually pick up a bit? The phone's ringing a bit more, or is everyone reversing again?
You know what I'm finding is I'm definitely finding the phone ringing more. Past clients are calling, but a lot of people are pre-planning now.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is, I can't say that the market's going to shift, but people are starting to gear up.
Yeah.
Right? Because most people will talk to us typically about 6 months before they begin the process.
Yeah, they start getting the troops amassed.
Yeah, they get the feelers out. They want to know. So that's what I've been finding a lot. I get the calls of, hey, how's my place doing? What do you think it's worth? What do you think we can go to the next stage, right? So I find that, seasonally, that typically happens a lot during the spring as well.
Yeah,
right?
That's typical.
But that said, compared to last year, we're getting way more of those calls now. Right, so that's kind of, I guess, the big thing that I've noticed.
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny actually talking about like last year. We had Hassan Juma on the show a few weeks ago,
great
couple months ago.
Great realtor, yeah.
And what we were talking about, and it's kind of interesting, is that he had mentioned that the stats might be a little bit askew because our friend down in the States there, Trumpy, he came in around the April. Around January, April. So he's like, that's when things started getting really topsy-turvy with all the tariffs and whatnot. He's like, so looking at the stats for year over year, you may actually want to start later, not on January, because you're not comparing apples to apples at this point in time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oranges to oranges, if you will.
Well said. Purely anecdotal, like thinking about back at our business last year, we were from about September 2024 till about March 2025, things were rolling. Everything was good. Deals were coming in. April, everything kind of froze. And it's the uncertainty.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone is tight up, right?
Yeah, anything. As soon as there's uncertainty in any market, whether it's hot, it's slow, everything freezes up.
Yeah.
Right? Because people don't know.
Yeah, or any changes for that matter.
Yeah, well said.
Any changes.
Absolutely.
So I guess the follow-up to what's been going on, you said that people are kind of getting their ducks in a row, if you will. What do you think is causing that? Like, why now? Are they just getting used to what's been happening, or how come do you figure? I mean, we'll hold you to this, so make sure. Or if you don't know, that's no problem.
Yeah, I can't say for certain, but what I think is probably going on in people's minds, we've had enough negative news for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Right? So there's that uncertainty. Well, while it's still uncertain, it's been prolonged enough that people have adjusted to it and started to get comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
And I think what's also happening for our clients, which I was telling you before, is a lot of trade up, people are trading down and stuff. But I think people are starting to see the next home has come down to a price point that they can manage or they think they can work with it, right? So I think that's driving a lot of it, right? but a little bit more stability of bad news, I guess, so to speak.
Right?
I know it sounds weird, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it's also strange that a lot of people don't think, because it's so counterintuitive to move up in a down market. But like you have to get the brain around that if you're getting 10% of a house is a lot bigger chunk than 10% of a condo. Right?
Absolutely.
So that's
Absolutely.
when you should be moving is now-ish.
You should always move during a down market. People don't, because people sit back and go, well, my house has to reach this price before I move on to the next one.
Yeah, not realizing that
the next one is now gone even further, because most of people are not doing a lateral move. They're not going from one product to the same product. They're trading up, right? So maybe going from a condo to townhouse to house, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is the delta between the next home and your home gets so much bigger during a hot market.
Yeah,
right? And it runs away from you, and there's no time to think.
Yeah,
right.
And that's the other thing too with the slower market, that it's been kind of nicer, I think, for buyers. I see people come back for second showing, able to do their inspection, able to actually read the documents.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So some crazy people throwing things to Chat GPT. I'm like, don't let Chat GPT read your own documents.
Go through it all. The only thing I like about AI and strata documents is a summary.
Yeah.
Right? But you got to go through it yourself.
If a page is missing, AI doesn't know that.
Absolutely. And AI will flag something that many times is a minor issue, but it'll flag it as a big issue.
Yeah.
Right? And it won't have the foresight to look beyond. Right?
Yes, of course, right?
Yeah.
So, definitely. Well, I guess with ChatGPT, like a lot of people are using it for all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. Do you think this is benefiting the real estate industry market, or do you think it's more of a problem? Because, as you said, like some people are just fully depending on it, not using it as a tool, but using it as the thing, right?
So I think in terms of when we look at it, say, from the business point of view, ChatGPT is phenomenal. Anything that technology, I mean, we've seen it change so much, right? Where we used to drive around and get initials in the middle of the night, right? Now we have e-signing, everything's easier. Mm-hmm. So I think technology will benefit us in terms of the business. The fear, though, is for the general public to over-rely on it. Yeah. Right? Which is, say, for example, like I love, my family loves to travel, but I over-rely on it to kind of plan out our itinerary and stuff. And I look at it and I'm like, we can't make this time work. This isn't going to happen, right? Yeah. So I think that's the challenge and the fear with ChatGPT, or what people should use it as a base and then dive in deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things, because we've talked to people, and some realtors are, of course, sounding the alarms. Oh my God, realtors are going to get replaced, blah, blah, blah. Sure, maybe eventually. But the problem is that AI can't take into account for humans. Because, you've gone into that place where the guy's like, oh, no, I want to sell it for more than everybody else because mine's the best and I want to beat my neighbor type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like ChatGPT cannot take an account for ego. Yeah. Can't take an account
There's so much more to it. There's the human aspect of what we do, which I would say is a very large part of what we do, and the interactions and like I was talking about, the life changes. I mean, I've signed a listing contract if a guy's fresh out of chemo treatment. Yeah. And you're sitting there, and it's the human nature of that, though, of course. Right? And I think that's what ChatGPT, it's not, if it was a strictly transactional business, then it would make sense. But there's such a heavy human component of it that people don't understand.
Of course.
That you need to sit there.
Yeah, you have to understand that. And currently AI doesn't have human emotions yet. Maybe
hopefully they don't, and then we'll all be gone, right?
So with this market in the current state it is, do you think there's going to be any changes? And if so, what would some of the catalysts be to make it pick up, or to make it go down more? Who knows?
It's a great question. I kind of feel, and I can't say for certain, but I think we're reaching a point where we will start to stabilize. Mm-hmm. And it all depends on what product, though.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Whether it's a condo, or condos, there's a challenge where there's just a flood of inventory.
Yeah,
right now
there's
too much.
Lots.
And I think that's probably we're about 3 to 4 years away from that inventory getting all absorbed before we begin kind of back, or the market really picks up on that.
I think I think we're probably going to have a bit of a crunch coming up, because there's a lot of cranes up there, but they ain't moving.
That's the challenge, right? And that's something that you have to keep in mind. That said, I mean, the detached home market's starting to come down on prices, right? But there's only so many of them.
Yeah.
Right. And the single family homes. Right. So, what do I think it's going to stabilize for a time period, and maybe we'll see some dips and valleys, some dips and some spikes ups and stuff, but I don't think we're going to see a major fall off.
Yeah. I think we've kind of got to about the bottom.
Yes.
I think.
Give or take a bit, right? It's really hard to say, but I mean, I think like people who are waiting for the sellers who have these crazy low interest rates to then have to be forced to sell because the rates come. I think a lot of those guys have already sold, and they were listed probably about 2 years before 2 to 3 years ago.
Well, that's the thing too. Like we were talking to another realtor, Liam, who was on the show, the very first one of the year.
Yeah, that was a good show, by the way. Yeah, yeah. I'm not going naked, man.
But we were talking about the stress test.
Yeah,
and we all were like, "What the hell do you need that?" And it's like, "Oh, well, maybe that's why we needed it, right?"
Yeah,
so that's why I think like the people who are waiting for these sellers that need you because of their interest rate, I don't think is coming because they were tested for it. So it's here now, and they go, we're here.
Most people could probably afford the uptick, but most don't want to. Because then it's a lifestyle change, right? Then it involves a heavy lifestyle change. You can manage the payments and stuff, but then you don't get to do your annual family trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So you lose all kind of.
You don't be like stuck. So
that's it.
That's sort of the way there. So I guess with the rates are kind of stabilizing a little bit more and all that. Are there any pockets that you'd suggest are kind of a hotter deal that maybe people have overlooked, like any particular cities or product or anything really?
I think there's deals to be found everywhere, depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
What I think is there's where I still see good deals, say for an investor or first time buyer or even a trading up family, it's still going to the older product, an older condo, an older townhouse, right? Where the price points ran away from us for a while, but a lot of them have come down dramatically. Yeah. I mean, a good example, I was looking at it a couple of weeks ago, was Forest Grove, right? You know those townhouses that are
Burnaby North there, right?
Yeah, up on the mountain. So a lot of them, 2,200 square feet. At the height of the market, they were selling for about 1.3 million. You could get them now for just under $1 million.
Yeah.
Right?
So $300,000 drop is a substantial drop.
Right? And with the carry. So people don't think about that, though. People get too caught up in the newness of things. Yeah. Right? So investors have that as well, too. Well, I don't want to deal with things. And so I want to go for the new glitzy one and stuff like that. But that is an area that I feel is kind of oversaturated, right? There's not much equity left to be made in those, right? Yeah. You're really counting on appreciation, right? Buy something older, fix it up, put some equity.
Yeah, I mean, I always am attracted to the older ones simply for size.
That's it.
Like back when we first started, even, 18 years ago, whatever, that a 2-bedroom was not 600 square feet.
That's it.
Now
right?
they are.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So it's funny you brought that up. I had a conversation with a client about that. So when we started, I think 2 bedrooms were on average about 9 to 1,000 square feet, right? 900 to 1,000. And then shortly after we were in, 850 became common. And then 800.
Down and down.
Now they have a creative thing called the junior 2-bedroom, which is really a one and den at 689 square feet. And you're like, what? Yeah. What is going on, right?
Bringing in junior was like one of those ones that just like kind of makes your eye twitch a bit. What are you talking about?
How can anyone live like that? So, yeah. I mean, it's great as an investor, sure, right? Lower entry points in, right? Price point wise. But I don't know. It goes back to your comment about would you live there?
Yeah, right? Exactly. And fixing it up is also kind of a nicer thing anyways, because you kind of get to put your hand on that.
Yeah.
Now it's mine. Yeah. I painted that wall. I changed that countertop, whatever you're doing, right?
There's the pride of that, right?
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can put in your own like sweat equity if you're capable. I mean, the amount of stuff you can learn on YouTube right now is massive.
Well, I mean, I renovated my own home in 2010, and I remember sitting there with my BlackBerry on YouTube. Yeah. How do I do this? How am I going to do that?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Now I'm at this age, I'm like, I don't want to do anything no more.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Is this like helping people move?
No.
I get throw my back out getting out of bed. Never mind moving.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So with the purchasing side, what are some of the like most expensive mistakes you've seen from a purchaser? Like, is there anything in particular where someone's just like, hey man, you may not want to do that?
Yeah, actually, and it actually circles back to myself. The first home I bought is trying to have too vast of an area to look for, right? So we'll get people, and I'm sure you do too, will say, well, I want to look at Vancouver, Burnaby, New West, and Coquitlam.
What?
There's dramatic different evaluation, right? And they're all looking for the same product, but all these different areas, and the price is going to jump like crazy as you change from area to area. So for myself, I lost 2 years of my own time looking at different areas. I was in Burnaby, and then I went to North Van, back to Burnaby, back to North Van, jumping all over the place. Back then, the market was going up, so it was different, right? So I lost a lot of money, but it's just more the time and the energy.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So we have clients. I have clients who are like, well, I want to look at a condo, and then maybe I'll go to a townhouse. And it's like that's the most expensive mistake I can tell you, because you lose time, you lose money, and you lose your own patience.
Yeah, absolutely. So, not to mention they kind of will start to mold into yourselves. Like when you're going out and looking at homes, generally, let's say at max, do 5.
Yeah, for sure.
If you go anything more than that, you end up with this like super amazing home that actually is just all the
amalgamation of
one. It doesn't exist. It's like, no, that's not real.
I have that issue too. Like if I show to a buyer, if I show 6 homes, I have to make detailed notes, or I'll have to go back and look at all the listings, because they'll all start blending together.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then you found something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Found the Ogopogo of the house.
Yeah. Right? Which is like the fundamental thing is like the perfect home doesn't exist for anyone. Does not matter whether you build your own home or not. There's always going to be something, I should have done it this way, or I should have done it like that, right? But perfect home doesn't exist. You just want to find the one that checks the most boxes.
Yeah, and I find a good idea is to put the needs and wants, they're 2 separate things, of course, but in that order. Like number 1, I need to have this. I cannot, and so then have that order so that the one that you're going to end up picking, if you get most of your top 5, that's probably the one.
And rank your needs, right? So
like put them ranked.
Right? Rank them. So the non-negotiable, start with that, and then everything else.
Exactly. Well, and that's the difference between a need and a want.
Yeah.
You got a kid, you need a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
You want to have a 3rd one.
Yeah. But like just prioritize. Like I need to be in this neighborhood, or I need a flat lot, like an elderly seller or something. It has to be a flat lot, right? So rank your needs, right? And then eventually you will shift into the wants. Like I want the backyard to entertain, right? But you don't need it, right?
Yeah, so, exactly. Right? Yeah, that's actually on our own side. I was looking to buy a house before, but then realized as we were going through it, we're like, actually, we just need a bigger patio because we want to host. So I don't actually need a yard. I just need a patio that's going to fit.
Yeah. You don't need to cut grass. You don't need to cut grass every 3 weeks.
It's a lot nicer to be sitting there having a bevy watching some other guy with the lawn. I'm like, you missed a spot.
Yeah, for sure.
So you don't always need that. And the other thing too, I mean, people have issues with strata, but I mean, I'm not the most quiet person in the world, and I haven't had any problems. And so, I mean, if you're having that much trouble with your strata,
it's something going on.
Maybe you got to look inside a bit more, right?
Start there. Just like everything else, start inside.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, on the selling side, because we just talked about mistakes a buyer can make, on the selling side, what are some of the mistakes that sellers may be making right now?
That's a real simple, easy one. Pricing. It's whether it's a hot market, soft market, it's always about price.
Yeah.
Right? And the challenge that people think about with pricing, and I guarantee you hear this a lot, is, well, we can start here and then they can negotiate down.
Yeah, you've wasted the big bang.
That's it, right? It's like launching anything. You have a short window where there's all the eyes and all the action are on you. You're the hot girl on the block. Like, I don't want to say it that way. Maybe it's because somebody's going to be offended, but you're attractive. You're the new person there. Go run with that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Use it.
Thing with pricing, you go, okay, well, I'll just try and then we'll come down. The thing that people don't realize is then they get tired. They get tired of showings. They get tired of cleaning up. Like people, like I got 2 kids. I mean, we can never keep our house clean.
Yeah.
Right? So to try to keep doing it, people get tired and then they look at us and they ask us, what's going on?
Yeah.
We had that window we should have struck at the beginning, right? Now we're chasing the market down,
especially
where we are today, right? Like we're constantly trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So you got to price it. Fundamentally, it's always about 2 to 5% below the market. Can that would usually stimulate enough?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you go from there. And I mean, you've probably heard the saying, like you can't really price it wrong. If you price it too high, the market will tell you.
Yeah.
We price it too low, we'll get bids.
Yeah, and then it'll organically go up in price anyways, right?
Get driven up. And then if we price it flat, then we'll get action and we should sell within the first few weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
So,
yeah, and it's the thing too is that you have to just be honest and accept it. Oh, I could have got a 1.3 million last year. Now you can't. That's not here now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because the thing is, one of the biggest things we tell our sellers is, whatever you sell for today, you got to buy right away too, because you'll gain that.
You're going to do the same market.
You'll gain the depreciation or the loss, or quote unquote, right? So do it in the safe market and you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So move around where you are. Don't try to time it.
Yeah.
So I guess it would be another expensive problem.
That's it. You sell high, you're going to buy high. You sell low, you buy low, right? And that's the best way to look at it.
Exactly the same. Move around in the same spot. So stay in the same market, I guess, is the main tip.
That's the number one tip. Yeah.
So now we talked at the start of the show that you've been in the industry for quite some time.
Yeah.
What are some of the changes that you've seen? Like technology, I guess, would be one of them for sure.
The biggest one. We kind of came in when the internet was already here, so we weren't the gatekeepers for the data anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So like previous generation, like I remember my parents house hunting, and they would get the phone book kind of thing, right, with all the catalogs, and I'm sure you grew up with them. Right?
Yeah, my mom had to always go in there get the paper
catalog, right? Yeah. So I remember, so we're not the gatekeeper for technology anymore.
Yeah.
Or sorry, for information anymore, right? Mm-hmm. So it's all readily available. Technology has helped us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what really matters fundamentally, it's the human connection, the aspects, right? And like for me, most of my clients I've grown up with. I've gone through different stages of life with them and stuff like that, right? So I guess those changes, but I mean, to circle back and answer your question, the biggest change would probably be, there's a hell of a lot of realtors now.
Oh,
right?
That's a lot.
Right? So we'll see that will get contracted now. But technology from the business side of things has been really good, really good. Right?
I think it's also made for more savvy purchasers.
Oh, absolutely.
Which makes it's a lot easier almost.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people were concerned about the whole gatekeeping thing, but I think that it's great because now we're both looking at the exact same stats. Yeah. So somebody says something that's like out of line, like, hey man, show me how you got here.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they'll just be like, it's just my ego.
Yeah, for sure. It's rare that they'll admit that, but yeah, absolutely. I keep saying absolutely, but it's like, we don't hold that information anymore. Everyone has it. The only difference is we get it a little bit early.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe we get it a week ahead of time. Barely. Right? Yeah. Oh, for sure. Remember before it used to take at least 24 hours before a listing shows up live? Now it hits, it's like, shit, it's everywhere.
Yeah. You get the call, what?
Yeah.
Which was the car? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Right? So I think the thing is, the real difference is we can analyze the data differently.
Yeah.
Right?
Because we see it more. Right?
Yeah. So we can draw different correlations and aspects of it.
So when people are looking for a realtor, since we just said that we all have kind of the same data, what are some questions they should be using to qualify that realtor? Like, because we always tell people to interview a couple of realtors, because again, on the personal side of it, some people just don't jive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, absolutely. We can't work with every person.
And like you just, even on a social aspect, like you just meet somebody like, I just don't like that person for some reason. Or,
at the beginning of my career, and I'm sure you're going to be the same, was I wanted to try to work with everybody and anybody.
Yeah.
And what I found was I wasn't being honest to myself, right? Because then I'll pour you another one here in a second.
That's okay.
But I wasn't being honest to myself because I'm trying to fit another person, right? And match their personality. And you can't do that, right? No. That person will end up taking away your energy from the 5 other clients that you have waiting for you, right? That you have to give that energy to, right?
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah. So just make sure that you interview and get along with them.
Yeah. So that question there, key one that I would say is talk to them about their experience. What experience do they have?
Yeah.
Right? How long? It's not even about how long they've been in business, because who cares? There's guys younger than us, less time, and they're rocking it. They're doing great.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not about that, but it's how many deals have you been through? Have you been through this? Have you been through clients who are going through a divorce? If they're going through, going through a divorce, have you been through my experience?
Yeah.
Right. So, do you have that experience to bring to match mine, to understand where I'm coming from? And I think that's kind of the key. Right?
Yeah, I also find that it's a good idea to ask, because I do this to actually my clients, is ask them sort of their experiences as well, because it helps me figure out who I'm talking to. Like, for instance, if somebody is an accountant, I know you're probably going to be a real numbers-based, evidence, factual, sciencey almost. Yeah. Whereas if I'm talking to somebody who is an artist or a musician or something, they're probably going to be more looking towards vibe as well. You know what I mean? Like, obviously numbers and stuff, but like, So I find that I think that probably would be a good idea to ask that for a realtor, for instance, a brand new realtor. If they haven't been in the business that long, but they're coming from a history of marketing, like you were, for instance, probably know how to market a home.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't mean like it may not be industry experience. It might be
even, what question? Life experience.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Does it's hard if you're a 19-year-old new agent renting your mom's basement. It's kind of hard to advise somebody and say, well, this is a great purchase, I think, because of this X and X reason, right? Like, so I think it really is life experience and business experience all in the one.
You guys got to slowly build them all up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what would you suggest makes a good realtor?
I think that circles back to what we were just talking about.
Yeah, just
it's experience without question. And again, it's not just business experience; it's life experience, right?
For sure.
So where are you at? I find I look at homes for clients differently when I know they're about to have a kid, because I've had a kid and I know what I look for, what I needed, and size wise, and what my kid would need, and your kids are growing; they're different, right? What they need at, say, newborn stage versus 2 years old versus 5.
Yeah.
It keeps changing and adjusting, right? So people will, so that kind of stuff. So I think experience is probably the absolute best.
Absolutely.
Pass me your...
No, it's here. So I guess that our final question really is, people keep on thinking about the market is going up or down or whatever. Some are claiming this 20% drop. They're thinking things are going to get blasted back to like 98 prices. Do you think this is reasonable, or do you think is it kind of pie in the sky, sort of, a drunken cocktail party wishes?
I think it's a drunken cocktail party wishes, to be very honest. I just think there's so many, and you have them, I have them, all of us have so many clients that are just sitting on the sidelines. Yeah. And when certain things hit a certain price point, they're going to dive in. Yeah. Right? So I think when you look at even, say, like 2008's market or the Dow market in 2016 was the other down market we were in, and then 18, once things hit a certain threshold, people will dive in. Yeah. So they'll absorb that inventory. And then you also have the sellers who go, I don't want to test this market out anymore. I don't want to know. I know my house can't get this. I don't want to sell anymore. Yeah. Exactly. So they'll take their listings off. And when we lose that, then we lose inventory, which we then have a supply and demand. Exactly. Right? And that kind of balances things out. Like the 2008 recession or crash that I went through, I'll never forget it. It was, I think interest rates were around 4.2, 4.5%, something like that. Yeah. But the Bank of Canada dropped the rate down to 3.69. And it was a dramatic V recovery. And you had to run with it and be ready to go. Right? Yeah, so absolutely. I could totally be wrong, but it's just my feelings. Like, I don't see a 20% correction. It just doesn't seem sustainable. And I think we'll have probably a bigger issue if things drop 20%. I think we'll have a bigger issue on a global economy.
Well, that's sort of the thing that I find. You'll hear people saying, "Oh, I hope the market crashes." And it's like, well, if the market crashes, that means something else is going on, which means like, let's say the prices did go back to 1998 pricing. Yeah. You probably don't have a job.
Well said. Well said. So, like, we all want to buy on the dip, right? Stocks, houses. We all want to buy the dip. Crypto. Exactly. But here's the thing. You asked me about Bitcoin. Would I buy if it dips down? I'll be too scared. Yeah. Right? And then if the houses go down, I would love to buy too. But then I'm also like, the flip side is, well, do I have income still and stuff? Because my income's tied into the real estate, right? But if you're a stable job, public sector or something like that, your job is stable, they're going to jump in. Yeah, they're going to absorb that beforehand, right? So, and I think that'll shift the market again. Yeah, for sure. Doesn't mean it'll shift up, but it'll create a balance and stability.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice level market, if you will.
Well said.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. Wicked. Well, I think we've got through most of our questions here. Anything you got to add?
No, thanks for inviting me on here, right? And it's been fun.
Wicked. So if someone's trying to get a hold of you for some more insight, how do they find you?
Easiest way, call me direct, 604-725-0888. That's direct to me. Or email Chris, cmarealestate.ca.
Wicked. And we'll have that all in the description below so people can find it super easy. So
awesome, my friend.
Cheers, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Perfect. Thank you.
And if you've been listening this long, thank you for tuning in to Bamboo, Vancouver's property management and investment podcast.